Doing live. Oh, I forgot my bell. Oh, it's roll call session number 8, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who know, I am late and live, honey. Let me keep my bell nearby for all you naughty folks, because it's going to be a naughty night. Okay, too much glare? Just let me know. Too much glare there? Too much glare? Is that better? Better. Okay. So let me open up the chats because, you know, I will forget quick. How do I do that? You should know by now, but, you know, fibro brain on the ones and twos. All right. Now I think it's live. All right. So this is where we come together to woosah. I hope you bring something with you on our roll call live sessions to cremate and to pair a beverage with. Now I want you to look carefully at this drink. I'm going to shine the light this way just a little bit because I really need you to just get a really good look at this drink. This is the pairing of the night. Oh gosh. There. You can see a little better, yeah? Let's see. Do you see the flotation device inside? Okay, you see this drink? This drink is called the Cum Shot. So, let's see if I get it a little bit closer. Do you see that in there? It's beautiful. Hi, girl. I'm showing you the Cum Shot, okay? Okay, I made this one earlier. And you can see the beautiful nature inside doing what it does, girl. Yes. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do the Cum Shot tonight. You never came to Bricks, but if any of y'all had been to Bricks, good evening. If any of you had been to Bricks, this is what I'm known for in my restaurant is the Cum Shot, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate to you in this flute glass. It's very important that you have a flute glass. So if you don't have any of these, try to go get you some. So we'll demonstrate how to make the Cum Shot, but I'll wait till see if any more folks show up. I'm a total baby. So if I took this to the head like you're supposed to put your mouth over it and go back, right? You see how I sip, right? Okay, so since you're here, Tanya, let me show you your baby. I have added 3D tentacles. Yes, 3D all the way up. Let's see if I can get it a little closer. 3D, girl, 3D. Those tentacles are now popping off your stick. Hello, Cal. There, okay? You see that? Yes. Yes, girl. Still got your little shag in there still, but you can see the 3-dimensional. Yeah. How those tentacles are wrapping around, girl, wrapping around. So I said I have like, oh my gosh, if you see, but see, I'm not, you're gonna have to see his as a surprise. We're not just showing everything on here because you know there'll be people times and stuff. So keep some things a surprise. So this is the Cum Shot, Cal. Okay, this is what I'm demonstrating tonight for the pairing. Okay. It doesn't show nearly as good as it should. I just wish I could really get the light to pick up the floaters inside. Gosh, maybe less light will do it. There, does less light do it? Can you see the floaters inside? Yeah. So that is it is called the Cum Shot, Cal. Yes. Okay. I invented the Cum Shot. It's amazing. So I'm going to show you how to make it tonight. In my restaurant, this is what I was known for. And when I'm on the road, it'll still be what I'm known for. Ugh. Can't put too much light on the face, you know. Gotta show you my good side. So I'm going to show you how to prepare the Cum Shot, okay? It's so good. And you're really supposed to just take it to the head, but I'm a total baby. But oh my God. Here, Kirk. You see how you like it. You're supposed to just take it to the head. What you think of that?
It's good.
It's It's good, right? See?
Strong but light.
Strong but light. That's what he said. So he took it to the head, yeah? That's what it should look like. And then you're supposed to, since it's a flute glass, get all the honey off. And usually I put a shot of a cherry that has been infused, a maraschino cherry, in the bottom so you can tongue it out. It's so good. Let me show you how to make one. Okay, ready? You take a little honey. It doesn't have to be the black honey, but you know I like to use the black honey. So you take your honey. You just put a little dab on your finger. I'm going to just show you here in a second. Little dab. That's it. Just this little dab on my finger, yeah? And you just work that around the edge of your glass. Spin your glass a little. Rub it on a little. Just get that on the edge of your glass like that. Get a little bit on the outside. Yeah. Awesome. Just like that. Wipe your little finger. Then I like to use a little coffee coaster, and I put some sugar and cinnamon on the inside. And you take your little flute like this. And you dip it in the sugar. And you just give it a little twisting in there like this, little twisty. And you see how the sugar is on there? Yeah, a little shake off. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Yeah, see, you can do this at home. Okay? So now I have this beautiful crystal coated with that honey and sugar and cinnamon. It's so nice on the top. Yeah? So next, you take the gin of choice. Gin of choice, whatever it is for you, okay? And you put just a little bit in the bottom of your flute. And you could add the cherry like right now. So see there, I just have, gosh, it's so clear there. Can you see just that little line right there? Okay, just there. Close your gin up. Put your gin to the side. How you feeling over there, Kirk?
Good.
Does it make you feel good inside? All right, then you take yourself some bourbon and you fill it up to about right there. Now, you can see the separation has already started to happen. See that separation there? You got the clear on the bottom, your little yellow on the top, yeah? So, you've got about a quarter of your glass left. And now, you take my best friends. You take my best friend. Yeah. That's not the only reason why I like her. Okay. But anyways, you take your best friend, my best friend, could be your best friend too. And you top off with that. Yeah. Just like that. Now you still see that separation is in there. Let's see. Can you see it? Still got the clear on the bottom. Yeah. That's the science, honey. That's the science. Let's see. Can you see it better over here? See how it's kind of yellow and hold on while I get. All right. There you go. Okay. Now you can see that color distinction better. See, more yellow on the top and more clear on the bottom. Okay. Now, after you've added the Frangelico, now for the magic. Now, my white chocolate liqueur of choice would be the Godiva, but the bum liquor store was out of it. So we have a second option, which is also great. Not as creamy as the Godiva, and so that Godiva really gives you a good plop, a good heavy load. And that heavy load sinks to the bottom and then oozes to the surface, and that is the magic. Okay, so this is a little lighter, and so that's why it was a little harder to tell, but my suggestion is that you get the Godiva white chocolate liqueur. Okay, so we're just going to take a spoon of it like this. Doesn't even have to be a big spoon, because if it's too big, you will cloud the whole thing and it'll be spoiled. So you just put a little bit in the spoon like this. Oh, can't see the like this, can you? If I'm way up here, let's see if I can do it without spilling. All right, then you take it over here like said, yeah? You take it to the edge like this, and you just drop it down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now just watch it as it rises to the surface. Yes. You can put a little bit more. Not too much. You don't want too much. Yes. Now, you just do a couple little spins like this. Let's see. Let's see if that's helpful at all. It's not so helpful to show you how you can see it rising. Listen, it's nothing on this stupid cam like it is in person. Oh, I just can't. Ooh, I almost got it. I almost got it in the light. It's nothing like it is in person. Ah, shit, I can't get it. It's some sexy shit nonetheless. I'm sweating like a porker trying to show you this shit. All right. So, woo, it's a little warm. It's amazing though. Get you some. I wouldn't even take a challenge because I'm a baby. I don't mind licking though. Oh my God, that's so good. Woo! 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 All right, now I done showed you how to do it. That's enough of that. Woo! But Jesus. I done showed you how to do it, okay? Whew. It's hot up in here. Woo! It isn't, it's just me, I swear. So you take this, right? If you're a baby like me, because it's sweet, but it's like not crazy sweet. Not like some others that we've had, okay? So the gin really holds it down, but you know, gin is slow. So, you know, that's why I said just a little bit at first, ease on in. So you can take, oh, I didn't even show you what it is, right? A rocher, yeah, you take a rocher, right? And you just break it up a little bit, you know, break the ball up a little bit, and then sprinkle it over your, yeah, sprinkle it over. Of course, it doesn't help that I'm not actually showing you. Oh my God, that's so good. I'm making a mess. Let me wash my hands. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is awful. You gotta be available to make a mess.
You have a towel.
I know. Yeah, I don't want to use those. Those are my my tobacco towels. I just use this paper towel. So, anyways, you can add it inside. Okay. Don't mind the mess. It tastes fantastic. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so good. Go out this weekend and tell the world you want to come shop. Make sure you tell them, if you was going to go, you should have went all the way That's enough of that, because this is just a hot mess right now. But you know what comes shot isn't a hot mess. Nah. All right. You know, this is an adult damn program, okay? Ensure children are not in your shot. I guess that notice was a little late. But when I ring this bell, damn it, make sure them children are not in your shot. All right. So that's that. The cum shot. I've now showed you how to do it. So I'll be looking on this. Ooh. That's sweet and strong. Woo, Jesus. Gotta catch your breath. All right, I gotta light something up here. Let me roll something up. I've showed you you're beautiful, yeah? Who is my little inspiration? See my inspiration? Yes, girl, yes. I had to go get some inspiration for you. So that's that. It was the inspiration for your octopus stick. Yeah. All right, I'll set those there for now. Let me roll something up. Clean my table off. Wash my hands proper. Now what the hell did I do with my water? It's probably sitting right in front of me. Yo, that is crazy. Listen, it's been a tough week. I hope everyone had a good week. We are still hunting for our tour bus, although we think we have nailed something down. So we have to fly out this weekend, and hopefully we'll be back next week after we drive it all the way back across country. Yeah. So pray for us, everybody, as we try to get this thing on the road, literally. All right. You know, like I'm doing a lot of moving around because I am. Try to pull some stuff together here. So what will pair lovely with this? And I know that I've discussed with you before about the sweet things, and the way to tone those sweet things down will be to pair it up with a nice, strong, either infusion, because in this case, if you went with a bourbon infusion, or if you went, I would stick with a bourbon infusion, but if you went with a rum infusion, you wouldn't be bad either. But I would definitely stick with either a rum or an almond amaretti. Either of those would do all right with this as a full body. A full body will take, if the sweetness is, which is not too much, but if it's too much for you and you'd rather dissolve the sweetness, you want to pair that up with a nice full body blend. And this is a very full flavored drink concoction. Emphasis on the cock. All right. Ooh, I can't have too much of that. All right, let's see. So this week I am going to be showing you what I wanted to show you last week when we were running all around God's creation. And that is how to achieve various ring gauges using the same volume of leaf. All right, so first I'm going to make something to cremate just give me a moment. Use a little Oscar because we know we like it. Little Oscar. Lord of mercy. That was some kind of drink. That right there is a drink. You heard? So thank you, Tanya, for joining me on the Hush and Roll this week. This week's Hush and Roll was to demonstrate just the blend and bunching process and the time that it takes to prepare individual blends when an order is requesting variations. So if it's not, 10 of the exact same thing, which, or 15 or 20 or whatever it is that the order is, typically is not that. That it's only that way when I'm doing an estate humidor. And when I do an estate humidor, usually it's their own blend and I'm going to their residence to roll their blend for them. So, or their namesake. So, that being said, okay. It takes time to, stack the leaf for the blend and prep the leaf for each blend that comes in to order in the queue. And then, they need their individual resting times. And I explained, why that process is mandatory. Overlooking it can result, in unraveling or tearing or any other unsatisfactory result in a leaf cremation. So we want to make sure that we take care of that. All right. Nothing special here. Just something pleasant and strong enough to pair with this blends. Let me turn it down so you can see what I'm doing, yeah? It's kind of boring just stare at my face looking at the leaf. All right, so I think I'm gonna actually take a wee bit of this Madura. Put that down my center. Like I said, nothing fancy here, just an easy, what I would term as a cheroot. Nothing complicated. You see, I'm not even cutting off edges or anything. It's just a cheroot. Nothing fancy. Thus, the speed by which it can be done is fast. And it's also not something I have to be overly attentive to because I can just do it blindfold, really. Someone stole my cutter! It's Someone stole my cutter. Someone stole my cutter. Hello.
It's gotta be there somewhere.
It's not. It's all right. I'll use this lousy cutter here.
Here, here's a cleaner cutter.
All right.
Yeah, you want?
So you see, just a cheroot, nothing fancy, no clean edge or anything like that. Just a simple cheroot. I haven't even bound it. Thank you. Just because something's a cheroot doesn't mean it won't burn. Doesn't mean it's not delicious, right? It just means that it's not, it doesn't have, it's not, it's like the difference when you butcher meat, okay? This is the best way I can explain cheroot. I keep drinking this and it keeps making me sweat. I'm going to tell you something. So, a cheroot is like the difference between finally, what's the term? When they butcher meat, they, you know, are filleting it perfectly and they're cutting off all of the fat content and at least all the fat that's extra weight and too thick and flubbery and disgusting, but they leave all the good fat, right? So when they make that top grade, right? Top grade piece of flank of flesh, yeah? Versus what they sell at the local, for lack of a better word, when they sell it in the local hood and they really don't give a crap about the people, even if they put their store brand on it, which I won't talk about this one brand of store that I can't stand because they do that mess. They don't want to claim who they are because they know they're stealing them food stamps from them people. Anyways, I don't even want to talk about that store right now because they get on my nerves. They double dip and then they ask you to make donations. I don't like that store. They take from the poor and claim to give to the poor. I'm not giving anything to the poor. You're stealing from the poor. Anyways, they give them all the food that's about to go bad, right? And they charge them more for the food. That's why I'm very perturbed about this particular name brand retail chain of grocery store, okay? In any event, they get the worst of the worst cut versus those who are in, say, Wegmans, okay? They get the best of the best cut, okay? Everything is fine grade, top of the line quality food, okay? So the butcher handles the meat differently. So same with the difference between cheroot and master blendery mix, okay? So like I said, there was no cutting off of edges. I didn't remove much of the tail. I removed just a little bit, but I left most of it there. So it's just not cleaned. It's not clean cut. It's not polished. It's not refined. It's not processed to master grade, okay? But it's still done by the master's hand, okay? So that was a cheroot, yeah? So I could very easily just roll these fuckers all day long and just send them out. Oh, you want to blend? Shh. Yeah, no problem. But I can't guarantee anything other than the flavor profile of this stick. Honestly, even me, I can't guarantee anything about a cheroot other than the flavor profile. I can tell you that the flavor profile will still be excellent. I can't guarantee that it won't turn. I can't guarantee that it's not gonna, what the heck? I can't guarantee that it's not going to have a jump vein, that it's not going to have a runner vein. I can't guarantee any of those things because I didn't fillet it correctly in order for it to not have any of those pre-existing conditions present in the blend. Okay, so cheroot. Some people used to order cheroots. I haven't made cheroots in a very long time because, well, quite frankly, I feel that they're beneath my privilege. That's why I smoke them. So when I want to know what the blend tastes like, and I want to know that the blend is good, and I want to clear the blend, I don't make myself a designer master roll. I make the cheroot. I test the blend, I taste the blend. If it clears for me and it meets all of the qualifications, then it's clear for me to roll for members, okay? That's how I do my little tester. But as you can see, when it burns, it'll have some raggediness. The ash will probably separate in a lot of different places. Like there's no rhyme or reason. There's no intent behind a cheroot blend. So like I said, I could probably do it blindfold. I know I could do it blindfold. So I'm just saying it's not rocket science to roll cheroots. Okay. Let me lick a little of this chocolate out. I'll let you know what it tastes like. Oh my God. It is since the chocolate has gotten into the liquor, and it's so good. It's so good. It now tastes a lot more like when you get the Godiva. So that's like the bootleg version of your Godiva, is to take that other white chocolate and just add a little bit of chocolate to it. And it'll taste just like the Godiva. Well, almost. So you could also do a little dipping, all right? Feels really weird putting a cheroot in here. Because it's like, again, it's beneath the privilege of a cheroot to have, you know, to have this drink, this fine delicacy mixed with this cheroot. So, but oh my. And that blend's a little on the strong side. You know, when I say that, it's the truth. Because I tend to lean on the heavier side. They say I'm heavy-handed. So, and I don't doubt it. Like I've always said, my biggest weakness is mild blends. So, that's so nice. I know y'all didn't come here to watch me lick no glass. So let us continue on, and you can see the ash still looks great, right? Still looks great. You know, just there's no guarantees with it. You know, there's no guarantees with it. It still looks good on the end, yeah. So it's still going to be a quality roll. It's just not going to be premium, okay? And you saw it right off the block. You saw me wet it up, you know. So when people tell you things about how you can't smoke it and blah, 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 well, they're going to work on that embouchure, Hansi. Work on that embouchure. Okay. So I want to demonstrate to you the variations in ring gauge. So when we talk about how we want to achieve a ring gauge, some people will say, oh, you know, some people actually don't even know what they want. You know, they don't know the difference between a Toro, Longsdale, a Robusto, and they don't have any idea of gauges and their association with, you know, how they're named. I mean, I've got a whole chart over here that just tells you all of the different ring gauges and vitola styles and all of that. So what's really important is what's comfortable in your hands, right? So some people say, I don't want to smoke a dick. Don't make me no dildo. You know, okay, that's true. For some people, they, you know, associate smoking cigars as if it were a phallic symbol, but it is not, obviously. But to some people, you know, it might be. There's different fetishes in the world. You know, I'm not going to try to knock your game. So usually I like to say when I am doing a consultation, what do you like? You know, what are your preferences? What's your go-to? And then I usually can tell what gauge they prefer just by their go-to. Your go-to blend is usually a stick that is comfortable in your hand, comfortable in your embouchure, comfortable on your draw. So it's also telling you what type of draw that the person likes, whether they like a moderate or a tight, because some companies roll tighter than others. And so it tells me all kinds of things when I say, what is your go-to retail? So when I ask that question, I'm asking that question because I'm really trying to figure out, now, not necessarily all of the leaf types that you're interested in, because I know that could vary, especially with a remix. I put 7 different varietals in there, so that could change really easy. So what I'm mostly interested in, however, is those other key characteristics of the stick itself. One of those would be ring gauge. Now, there is a special way to smoke, and Tanya, you can preach about this. You know, when you have a big ring gauge, there you can't smoke it like it's a 20 ring gauge, like it's a 20 little clove, you can't smoke it like it's even a 50, 48. You can't smoke it like that. You have to draw that thing like it's a 60, like it's a 70, and you can't draw an 80 like it's a 60, right? So that's right, girl. Hell no, you can't. So it's very important that you learn to draw according to the gauge. Okay, draw according to the gauge. Like the difference between playing a tuba and a baritone, right? Or a clarinet, or a flute, or a piccolo, and a baritone, right? It just takes more energy, more effort, more consciousness, more technique. So don't just jump into a big RG because, oh man, I want to try that. Like, understand that you have to shift your gears, right? You got to shift a little bit. You got to shift your technique. And then also, when you are accustomed to larger gauges, you have to downshift your technique when you want to try something smaller, or else you'll just be burning up the whole stick. And you're like, yo, that didn't even last for 2 seconds. Yeah, because for you, you're accustomed to the long, strong draw, right? Where a smaller gauge doesn't require quite that much effort and quite that much strength on the pull, right? So, in the world of cigar creation, okay, you have a bunch of leaves. I'm going to put this down for a moment so I can demonstrate. You have a bunch of leaves. I want to pull together something unique. All right. I'm not going to put that too far because we're gonna repeat that. Because I really want it to be as equal as I can get it. All right. Let's use this for example. And let me get my long dew out of my face. All right. Don't go far from me anyway. I'll be using you again in a moment. All right. So in the world of retail, you may have several different gauges for the same blend. Yeah. And the idea behind that is you get to have your preference of your blends, the size that you prefer. You know, when you go into a place, you might see something and be like, oh, I love this brand. I love Edge. I love Rocky Patel's line. You know, you may say, oh, I love their collection. But you may favor a specific you may favor a specific size gauge, specific vitola. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate down here for you. Just a second, I'll turn it down. All right, turning it down for a moment. All right. Let's see, what is here that's blocking this view? This? All right. So, you're still hesitant on smoking your silk because it's a total different pull. Yes, it is. It is. Slow and soft. And yes, yes. That's true. But don't be hesitant. Don't be reluctant. The first few, I would say the first third of your, I can't remember what size you had, but if it was really long, you probably have fourths. But I would say the first 1 inch, you will get it. You will get comfortable with it. And then you'll be fine. So, huh?
You better sit down.
Kurt said, sit down with it, sit down. All right, so I've got this here. Let's put this one over here. I'll try to get this as comparable as I can. Let's do it this way. All right. Okay, I'm missing one over here. Trying to get something that's about the same size here. All right. Okay, so now we have 2 stacks here. I'm going to miss this a little bit. All right. We have 2 equal stacks. Okay. They are equal in that one is the right side and one is the left side. So in this case, you had one that was a little bit longer than the other one. So I'm not sure if you can see all that. Can you see that? No? I really have to do something about this. All right, there. So you can see you have 2 almost equal. Yeah, one side is a little bit longer than the other. No problem. And then we have our little binder here. We're going to use some beautiful wrapper for binder there. Okay. So I am going to part this here. I'm not actually going to do a blend per se. I just want to demonstrate. I mean, it is a blend, but I just want to demonstrate to you the, sorry, this is not supposed to be serious. So let me just, let me stop being anal. Okay. So I have 2 stacks, exact same blends, 2 stacks. Okay. Now out of this, we're going to achieve 2 different RGs. Okay. I'm going to use this piece here. I'm going to take a little of this and add it to the center. Okay. same leaf. We're just going to achieve two separate RGs with this. Okay, there's one. Okay, now the second one. Make sure you still see that. Okay, we'll use this side. And then I'll put a wrapper on them. Okay, and do the same thing I did before. We'll take some of this, put it here in the center. Now, we'll get this one to be a little bit bigger, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna get some, and you can already see that one is larger than the other, yeah? Exact same leaves, exact same volume of leaf. Now I'm going to add a little wrapper to that. I think what I want to add to that. I think I'm just going to put a CT on the inside. Oh, you know what? I think I have some right here. I have some This might just be designer, though. I may not be able to use this. Nope, this is just designer. Okay. Designer cuts. Not going to use that. We'll go back to here. Pull this leaf here. All right. Okay, so just open this. All right. Give a little misting. And so we go up one side and down the other. Again, this is just cheroot style because I'm just demonstrating some gauge here. I'm not going to do any extra trimming. Resist the urge. All right, so all right. All right. So a little cheroot here. Okay. So we have one RG here. Let's see if we can get this light to cooperate. Okay. One RG there. Yeah. And let me wrap up this other side. Go up the other side with this one. All right. All righty. Very good. Okay. So we have managed to achieve a second one. So you have two varying RGs. Okay. So they both will smoke just fine. I'll demonstrate. Are you back with me? Hello. Okay. Two distinctly different RGs here. Okay. There we go. Okay. And see, try to see what I can, there's one, the spacer, and there is the other spacer, okay? One space, okay? Two space, okay? So, two RGs, same blend, and same amount of leaf, okay? We're just gonna toast this one up here. Get that little heat there. Get those edges nice. Always working the edges more than the center. Because if you get your ring, fire will draw fire. Yeah? All right. Completely lit on that one. And we'll toast this one. Get those edges. Nice little edges there. This fire tracks fire. So all we really have to focus on is those edges. Okay? Very lovely. So, two RGs. Okay? Two RGs. Same amount of leaf, right? And I could have done this one even a Slim Jim style if I had just left it whole leaf and gone long. Then you would have had the same blend, Slim Jim style. This one will actually give you some transition because we did some leaf variation in the arrangement. So they're both going to smoke, right? They're both giving you clean smoke. See, clean edges, yeah? Clean edge, yeah? See? Both going to give you good foot. See? Good foot. Both going to give you good foot. This one's a little bit blacker. Could be just how it hit on the leaf, and that's fine. A little bit more calcium, magnesium exchange there. So, right? And like I said, in a cheroot, you don't know if you'll get a runner or not. And you see, I caught a little runner. That's from not cutting that outer edge, okay? So just the FYI, when you get a cheroot, you never know what you're going to get, but you'll be sure that the flavor profile will still be a master flavor profile, right? So I wanted to demonstrate to you, which I feel that I have, how to get two completely different RGs from the same volume of leaf. Now here at Remix, we don't do that. Okay? Here at Remix, if we want to give you this RG and it takes more leaf, we don't want to give it to you to where you can see the difference. If I squeeze this, the buoyancy that's here versus the buoyancy that's here. See all that air in there? Not here, but air. Air. It's a sponge on this side, okay? Because you're filling it up with air. You're giving a lot of space to the leaf, right? They're both going to draw great for you, but one has more air. I always tell you, don't fucking press the Remix when you get it. You don't have to press the Remix. It's so fucking tight. You don't have to do that with a Remix because I'm going to fill it with all the leaf necessary to give you the gauge that you want. If you say, like, I just had a celebrity roll And he said, I don't want any big RG. Okay. So I said, no problem. Right. So a lot of his blends are more Longsdale. They're, more Churchill. They're just longer and smaller RG. And that is so that he will be able to have the experience that's most comfortable for him with the blend. Now, if a request comes in and they say, oh, I want a 70 RG, I don't balloon, which is what I call this. I don't balloon a leaf or a blend. And ballooning means just putting a lot of air inside. But instead, I charge more because I'm actually doubling the leaf. In some cases, I have to triple the leaf. Even when I do the birthday bat or any of the vault blends, none of them are ballooned. If you cut into any of them, and I always show the leaf on Instagram, I show the inside. So members know they're getting pure tobacco through and through. And people will look at a remix and say, it's too tight. You can't draw that. Number one, if you feel that any blend is too tight on the draw, you see how I've narrowed that end? Because so many people have, they want a big gauge, but they don't want it big at the mouth, okay, at the head. So I always say, just clip a little further. Don't worry about it unraveling. It will not, a remix will not unravel on you. You can cut as low as you need to get more air pass through your head, okay? You could theoretically cut a remix in half and it will not unravel on you. Unlike other blends that you cut in half that unravel on you, okay? But a remix will not do that. It should not do that. My hand to God, it should not do that. Okay, so you can clip it as low as you need to, as low as you're comfortable with the draw coming in. So it does get a little bit tighter the thinner that it is. I just should point out that was really, really thin. So, but anyways, if it's like a torpedo or something like that, just clip it a little bit lower and that draw will open up for you, okay? But with a remix, like, if you go to the store and you do all this rubbing and stuff, you're going to feel that sponginess. Yeah, you see the difference, yeah? Yeah, with the 60 RG. Sometimes they're really, really lightweight because there's so much air in there and there's not a lot of tobacco. You'll get others where another company might have a 60 RG and it feels heavier. You can feel it, right? But be careful, because are you feeling moisture or are you feeling tobacco? Very, very important, because you could go into a humidor and pick up a 60 RG that you're accustomed to smoking, something that you traditionally invest in, right? And then you find that it's really heavy. Like, wow, there's some weight to this one. Is it different? Yeah, the only difference is moisture. That means that stick has gone through a lot of climate change. It's gone through a lot of climate change. Leave that stick alone, okay? Because it's heavy today. You don't know what it was last month or the month before or last year or however long it's been sitting there going through all that dampness. So always remember the weight of the stick that you're accustomed to. Feel it in your hand. It has a certain balance to it. It has a certain weight to it. I feel this one and I feel this one, and believe it or not, the bigger one feels lighter, has more air. This one feels heavier because it's denser in my hand. So it's an illusion, you understand? It has that sense that, oh yeah, there's weight to that. Where this one, I can hardly feel it in my hands. It's just fluffier, like a mattress, right? Some are fluffier, some are denser. So, you can get an air mattress, or not an air mattress, a sofa bed mattress that feels really heavy, and it's just a single ply mattress. It's so full of crap. And then you can get an air mattress, and it's thicker and bigger in volume, but it's flare, right? So just some things to think about and pay attention to when you are considering price point, okay? Just because you're paying more for a bigger stick doesn't mean you're getting more tobacco, okay? Unless you're at Remix or some other very reputable leaf blender slash manufacturer or what have you in the retail world. There are a lot of independent rollers like myself who will attest to the fact that, you know, there's a difference between how they roll and how, say, a retail machine bunched roll is done. You know, so there's a difference. So, and also there's partial handmade, okay, partially handmade. There's 100% handmade, like in our process, is 100% handmade, and then there's partially handmade. You can get the Lieberman and, you know, all your little bunchers that are out there, the different styles, and they can be a tighter roll. And then you can get these huge manufacturing plants that have huge that put everything is machine 100%. And most of those are your gas station manufactured product. Okay, so whew, Jesus, I feel like I said a lot. Oh man, the chocolate is so nice. You can see that the chocolate has just blended so nicely with the cream, and it's just so good. That liquor just broke it down, and it's just beautiful. Never be afraid to let your drink sit a little bit. Mine's sick because I'm a babysitter of my beverages, okay? But there's a benefit to that. You really do get to experience the change in the leaf. So, because I'm drinking this actually paired better with this than this did. This is a medium blend, and this is a full blend. And so I'm going back to this, but I wanted to make sure that you understood this process right here. I'm right on time today. Yay! But I was late. I was late in live. So that was pretty much the lesson that I wanted to lesson. Look at me talking like I'm teaching somebody something. But that's what I wanted to review with you today. I wanted to review this so that when you are in a humidor somewhere, you get some of these tips that give you the inside view, right? Because I can tell you anything, but if I show you, I give you kind of an inside view of what the process will give you as an end result, and how that creative process works. So it's easy to make a lot of extra money just providing you free air. I'm trying to say that and be serious at the same time. I give you free air, I charge you. Yeah. It's so unfair, so unjust. I'm not going to knock it. Everybody has their method. I in good conscience can't do that. I feel like if you ask for more meat, I'm going to slice you more meat. I'm not going to be like, oh, here, a little bit of air first, then more meat, little sliver. No, if you ask for more, I want to give you more, yeah? So, what are you saying there, dear? Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. I hope it helps, right? And you can pass the message on to other people. So, if they don't believe you, tell them to come here and see for themselves. That, I'm not just shooting the breeze here, although I have a lot of breeze. Sea breeze. I'm cracking myself up right now. I tell the corniest jokes in the world. I'm the corny joke queen. So, you'll learn that about me. It's okay. It's okay. So, you see, it's a very cloudy blend, yeah? If you want this blend, it's amethyst. You can ask for amethyst. It's really nice. Some Sneaky Pete. You already have Sneaky Pete coming, girl. You're all out. You don't need to order anymore. You have some coming. Unless you want more to add to that. But I mean, it's totally up to you. But that Sneaky Pete is nice though, right? Do you miss it? You said you're all out? She said I'm all out. That's sad. Sneaky Pete is great. And luckily, I've been managing while the season is lasting to keep the Candela in circulation. So, yeah, it's sometimes it falls off the map, that Candela. So, luckily, I have a wonderful Candela supplier and assured me that I'm good. Okay, so that means you're good. So we're the whole co-op supply is plentiful with Candela. There are some other leaves that we lost this year, which was so sad, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, or in this case, the way the leaf rolls. Sometimes leaves, for various reasons, the supply and the inventory stops, and usually it has something to do with farming practices or civil wars or social political unrest, and when that happens, then the importation of that leaf supply or that particular blend or that varietal or even that country supply may stop coming in for some time. Sometimes it resumes, and when it resumes, we get all we had before, and sometimes we get only part of what we had before. So really just varies. I'm using a lot more American grown leaf as well as overseas leaf, but I'm always looking to incorporate new leaf, and that's just how come the blend list is so long, because anytime a new leaf comes in from another country or even from, America, I just want to try that with all the other blends that I have and see how it works with them. And do you get in the sandbox with this one and play nicely? Or are you a bad little player? So I like to play around with the leaf. And then sometimes in that process of just testing them all out, I land something so amazing. And then I'm just like, aha. And then I have to categorize that with, the profile of leaves that kind of is harmonious with. And that's what creates those lords and all of that we talk about. So if you have any questions, I am going to talk more about the food pairing. Tanya, I didn't forget you wanted to talk about food pairing, and we're going to be doing so much of that on the tour. Like when I say so much, I mean that's the nature of the tour, is to have the palate pairing parties, right? And so they're going to be amazing, and I'm looking forward to enjoying things I've never had before, experiencing them and pairing the various remix blends with all kinds of exotic, palatable editables. So it should be a good time, but it should also be a very interesting and inspiring time. So I'm excited about that. When I do that, it's because my body is very tense. Every Thursday is not going to be a good Thursday for me physically, but I'm working through it. The weather has just been like weird. Like we had a couple of good days, and then suddenly it was like, oh. So my back, like I'm holding onto the table, like my back is like, mercy, but it's okay. I popped a few pills before we got started, and they really do help sometimes. Although I am going to start some other therapies that I've been hearing work really well for fibromyalgia. So I'm when we're mobile on the tour, I'm going to be doing infrared therapy. so I'm going to be rigging the bus with infrared lights in one of the rooms so that I can use infrared therapy as I go along in various areas and various climates. We're trying to stick with 65 to 75, but I don't always know how those barometric pressures are going to play with my system. So I just want to be prepared and have some, some therapeutic remedies ready for myself so I can keep rolling, right? Because it really sucks when it gets me down and I'm just like, I can't breathe, I can't move, I'm freezing to death. My hips don't want to work, my knees don't want to work, my ankles don't want to work, my ribs are screaming mercy so I can breathe. It's a horrible thing when you start to break down. I really feel like I get rigor mortis in my hands and it's just like this and I'm just like, ow, and then my skin hurts. And so if you touch my skin, it feels like you're cutting me with glass. It's really, really bad. But on my good days, honey, I'm like, I try to stay super high and super, elated and keep my momentum and my energy, my frequency high and elevated. So people say, oh, you're just so happy. You're just so this. I have to, because that's what offsets my downtimes. Otherwise, I think I would be thoroughly depressed all the time. So, we do what we got to do in this life. We grow older. You see my grays are coming in. Yeah. I'm really liking the grays. Yeah. Okay, what are you saying? I shall attend one of your, girl, you better fly out and attend a few. Because I heard that your brother was going to be flying out to make a few trips, Hunty. And I'm so excited. And so I hope that you will be coming along with him. And we can all just, in the after hours, because, one act proper and decent on people's private properties. And then after that, we can get loose. So I'm excited. It's going to be good times, good times. And I have plenty of time. The first year, like I said, is just going to be establishing, what the chart is going to be, what the travel journey is going to look like. And then year after the year, we'll just keep repeating that. Unless we have to make any changes because we feel like the weather just wasn't cooperating or something like that. So keep us in your mind and your thoughts this weekend as we fly out to try to get the tour bus. I'm hoping this is the one. I'm excited. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because what if I don't like it when I get there? People talk a good talk over the phone, you know what I mean? You see pictures, you watch video, all that kind of stuff, but nothing like being hands-on before you make a big buy, right? So be thinking about you guys, yeah. Next week, I'm going to show off your bullet, dear love, before I send everything off. And then you should be good to go after that. So, yeah. See you next week. There won't be a hush and roll next week because I probably will be on the road. If this is the bus, then I'll be on the road for a few days to get back. So won't be a hush and roll next week, but I'll spontaneously do another one shortly after our next week's roll call. So if I'm not here for a roll call session next week, I'll probably do something live really briefly on the road, maybe from the bus. We'll see. But otherwise, I intend to be here and have pulled in on time for roll call session next week. All right. Love to you guys. Long leaf life to you. That's the end of our session for today. Why can't I ring this bell? That's better. I'll be going in circles. What? Till next time.